this week's superstars, we're in Paris, we're in Paris, France.
So ngwanyana o tla be a le kae? Johannesburg, Rona, France.
Doesn't make sense now. Shit just got real, things are getting intense now. I hear you talking about we a lot, oh you speak French now.
Bonjour les superstars, comment allez-vous? Welcome to Lights On with Lëbo. Now this is a show where we shine a spotlight on the culture and everyone that you should know or already know. This week, superstars, if you didn't know why I am speaking French, it's because we're in Paris, we're in Paris.
Are you happy to be in Paris? Are you happy to be in Paris? So much.
Beyonce.
It's Hot Couture week and it did not disappoint as usual, and it gave us, glamour, glitz, and birds. Let's get into it. This week was stacked. From historic houses to rising stars, we had Chanel, Ashley Studio, Robert Wurn, Schiaparelli, Balenciaga, Victor and Rolf, Stefan Roland. We had so many houses and the girls came armed with feathers, fantasy, and future. Let me know in the comments which house stood out for you or which one I didn't even name that, that caught your eye. But for me, I will be listing my standard houses later on in the episode. But for right now, let's get into the segments. Firstly, let's take a dive into the most talked about moment of Hot Couture, which is Cardi B, dressed in Schiaparelli, holding a live crow. And when I say live, I mean exactly that. It was live. So she had, the Schiaparelli dress that's structured and it had big shoulders. It was supposed to give surrealism and everything. It was gorgeous, but I just thought that it swallowed her up, if you get what I'm saying. I just didn't feel like, she's wearing it. I feel like it's wearing her, because of how it just looked like it's swallowing her up, but other than that, she looked gorgeous. And the crow, she was seen shushing the paparazzi because of the noise was getting the bird flustered, And I mean, that was maybe a scary thing for her also, because it'll be scary for me because I'm scared of birds, but kudos to her, and also this is a link, the crow is a link to her album teaser. If you haven't watched her album teaser, she was chased by crows, because of her, not because, but her upcoming album. She was teasing her upcoming album, so that was, a nod to that. So that's actually like marketing genius, that is, I gotta give it to the marketing team, because that is, that is genius of them. But yeah, she also did though get criticized by people on social spaces because she used a live animal. And I'm kind of 50-50 on that debate, because at the same time I'm like, be easy on her, because live animals are used, they be used for funerals, they be used at weddings, they be used for every kind of thing you could imagine, but also, animals, some animals I feel like shouldn't be, for entertainment, I feel like, with dogs and whatever, you can take them to, these shows, and get them winning prizes and whatever. But other animals, yeah, I just feel like they should be staying in the jungle. But, like I said, I'm 50-50 on that debate, so please don't hurt me. But, you know what, these are her other looks. Let me know in the comments which look you like, and if this was a standout moment for you too, or it just gave meh, but yeah, moving on. Now let's talk about famous faces who walked the right way and the people who sat at the front rows, honey, because front row, you might as well be walking the runway, because I mean, you've made it in life if you're in the front row. But anyways, we had Alex Consani strutting like she's the future of fashion and it lives in her spine. Love her. We had the Queen Naomi Campbell also walking down the runway, and we had Kim Kardashian. And I want to stop here. And I stop on Kim Kardashian because of she closed Balenciaga. I did love her fits. I loved, her satin, it gave satin silk, and with the coat, and like the hair was everything. But her walk, I noticed, like something's wrong with that walk. And I mean, it's Kim. I don't, I thought maybe her shoes were the problem, because I did see people were criticizing her walk. But I'm like, maybe it's her shoes, because I know she, like I didn't even look at her shoes. I think I should have looked at her shoes before I assumed. But not assuming, I'm just saying maybe it is that. But other than that, Kim looked gorgeous. She looked fabulous, and Balenciaga made sure to dress her well. But then let's talk about who sat at the front row. We had my baby Ryan Destiny. Oh my gosh, I love me some Ryan Destiny. I need her to be walking these runways. And more music too, more music, more acting, more walking. Love you, Ryan. And then we also had Angela Bassett, we had Dua Lipa, we had Katy Perry, we had Laura Roach. We had so many faces, it was stacked, like we had a lot of famous faces. But did I miss someone? Let me know in the comments if I missed a famous celebrity that you actually liked, or someone that was walking, that, stood out for you. Yeah. Next up. So we're back to houses, and there were three houses that stood out for me, three houses that I want to talk in depth about. And that was, one of them was Scaparelli. Scaparelli gave us looks, it gave us future, it gave us breastplates, it gave us metallics, it also gave us surrealism. One was, one standout outfit. Do I even say outfit? I don't know. But what a gorgeous dress. That red dress with the beating heart. Like, that is innovation at its finest. That is, wow. Like, it was backwards. People even, I mean, it was praised. But some people criticized it, like it being backwards and whatever. But I loved everything about it. I loved everything about what Scaparelli did this week. But that heart, like, it's beating. Like, I don't think you guys understand that it's a beating heart. Like, it's a beating heart. Oh my gosh. Anyway, moving on. Also, that stood out for me was Ashley Studio, because they gave us, like, minimalism, but in a regal way, like, it's loud, but it doesn't even, it's not doing too much, like, it's calling, finally, it's calling your name without doing too much, like, that is, I just feel like that's rare. Is it rare? I feel like it's like, because there's so much try hards out here that, like a fashion house that gives you regal beauty and whatever in like a subtle way is so, like, it's like, it's just, like, I can't even formulate words, because damn, that was like Ashley Studio, that was amazing. Like, like the standout dress for me was the brown, and the brown corset with, the layered white skirt. That was the fit that was, a standout for me. But other than that, I mean, I loved every piece. I really loved every piece, actually. Like, Ashley Studio did its big one. Did its big one. But yeah. Do you think Robert One started his fashion house in 2014? Like, it is, like, that's like, there was a standout house for me, like, for this week. Like, it gave surrealism at its best, like, with the burning dress, the bleeding piece that it just gave so much. Like, it told a story, which is what fashion should be all about. You know, it should be all about poetry. It should be about invoking emotion. You know, so that he achieved that. In yeah, like it. I don't even know which style piece I love. There's no. I just love them all. I just loved the whole collection. I love the whole collection, and like 2014, that's like 11 years. That's like, and already he's this big, like, and it looks like he's going further and further, you know, like he is just rising. He is rising. His star is rising to the top. But yeah, let me know which houses stood out for you, which moments were, you know, stand out for you in the comments. But lastly, I want to talk about a bittersweet moment that happened. You know, this was Denma's last show with Balenciaga, because he will be moving to Gucci as their artistic director, and this is after a 10-year run with Balenciaga. So this was really a bittersweet moment. He even played No Ordinary Love, and you know, like it just, man. But you know, I wanna see what he does with Gucci, because you know, like Balenciaga, he like put it on the map again. Because remember when Balenciaga was cancelled? Maybe you don't even remember, but see, that's his power. So you know, we're gonna see what he does next with Gucci. But yeah. So yes, that was Paris, and thank you so much for staying with me at our front row on our screens, because you know, we can't be live in Paris Fashion Week as yet, but you know, maybe one day. But you know, thank you, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Please subscribe. Please subscribe and share. Share this video to everyone. Share this video to everyone you know, your mom, your dad, your siblings, your mailman, every single person. And I love you guys so much. Keep those lights on.